It's like, are we gonna lose a sense of reality? We're talking about putting goggles on and going to a actual in-person meeting rather than going to an in-person meeting.
Could VR be a reality in the business space? Do you guys think?
I mean, it's very hard to know. I mean, I've only done VR maybe one time, like on a personal level, but
Yeah.
I don't know from what the article was saying is like people are getting that Zoom fatigue as they're getting on Zoom call after Zoom call after Zoom call or meeting after meeting. So I don't know, putting on the goggles and going into a virtual meeting, is that going to be the new norm?
Yeah, well, first of all, I've never used a virtual reality headset
Hmm.
before, so I can't really speak to what that experience is like. But from what I was reading about, some people experience some sort of nausea that comes from wearing one of those
Hmm.
virtual reality headsets. And I know me going on airplanes or boats or anything like
Hmm.
that, I have a very queasy stomach.
Yeah.
So joining regular meetings with a VR headset on, that might be problematic for me during the day. I'd have to try it out. But
Mm.
one thing to note is in that article, it was actually written by a company that provides the virtual reality headset, saying
Hmm.
that, this is going to be a huge area in the future because it makes sense. Everybody's working from home. There's a disconnect between being in the office and at home. It almost feels like people are on an island by themselves a lot of the times, where when you're in the office, there's collaboration. There is just a different environment.
Hmm.
So they're trying to come up with ways to simulate an in-office experience. I I I can see how there's a possibility, but at the same time, it seems a little gimmicky to me because it was talking about basically being like you're in a video game, like some
Hmm.
sort of simulation where you're a character, a
Hmm.
cartoon character, and at some point it's like, hey, we've got work to do. This is
Yeah.
like a video game here. Let's save that for after hours. But I don't know. I could be missing the boat on it or short sighted.
Yeah, I know it's like so hard like to adopt new technology. I know I've talked to you guys before about like cryptocurrency and NFTs, and I'm still new into like trying to get my mind wrapped around like what it is and how it's useful for like the future and everything. Obviously, a lot of people that I respect are all into it and understand it, but with VR, it's more than just a place that you can go to meet, in my opinion. You got to think about bigger scale. So like I've played some of the games and you feel like you're wrapped up in that situation. Yeah, how can you wear it for 8 hours, 10 hours while working? That's to be determined, but a lot of these games that you play, it's like um, you're really feel like you're a part of the scene. Like there's this one zombie game I played, and all these zombies come after you, and you got to get them, and it's a full 360 experience. So they're coming behind you, and you're kind of like watching behind your back and everything. So if you apply that to the business world, how can they develop something that is actually of value to employees? So, like we work on the computer typing, emailing, that type of thing. But is there something that they'll come up with at some point that it's like, oh, now you just kind of swipe left and right or do some
God,
kind of gestures or something? Because I don't like the virtual thing is cool, but it's like, is it that cool to deploy to all the companies all over the
with how
world?
plugged in we're gonna be that the world's trying to go, it's like, are we gonna lose a sense of reality? We're talking about putting goggles on and going to a actual in-person meeting rather than going to an in-person meeting,
Mhm.
being a cartoon character, being whoever you want to be. It's like, are we gonna lose a sense of reality with how plugged in we're gonna be just in general in the world? I
Yeah,
don't know,
well,
just
we're already experiencing that we're getting more and more disconnected, even though we're more connected,
Yeah.
quote unquote connected. So if it feels like we have access to more, but at the same time that actual feeling of connection is starting to, because you can't simulate in-person contact
Think about it.
communication.
You go into the virtual world and the in-person meeting. You're in the virtual world 10 hours, right? You take it off, you're back alone. You're always actually alone.
Yeah. That's
No,
a good point.
it's really weird. You're just in, so everybody in their work from home office with their headset on, before you know it, you're in one of those chambers and you're
gosh.
hooked up to,
Oh.
and it's like, what is going
Yeah,
on?
David
Yeah,
sweating.
Oh yeah. So what do you think? You think this is going to roll out to businesses in the future?
I think there will be some businesses that are much more experimental and you could call them progressive, I suppose. I don't necessarily see that as progressive, but I don't see this rolling out on a mass scale
Like
at all.
everybody at every office or every home
No,
is
I don't see
I
logged
see it on
into
a
their-
different. I see it on a different level of like, say, virtual tours of homes, or like I
Yeah.
could see stuff like that. You put the thing on or something, and you can virtually tour different things. But
That'd be cool.
I don't know about like on a business scale, at least at this point in time. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so hard to know with how fast technology is changing. It's really hard to know, because before you know it, everyone's gonna be plugged in. You know,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't see it, but
So
I
to be
hope
determined.
Not.
Yeah.
I hope not too.
We'll
to
see.
Add to that point.
Thanks for watching this segment of the Headset Advisor Show. I hope you found it valuable. If so, hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. But if you enjoyed that segment, I think you'll like this segment as well. Check it out there. Otherwise, check out the whole entire episode right there. Well, that's all. Thanks a lot for coming by. We'll see you next time.